Hello, welcome back to the 80sslashers.com YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss and review Splatter University. Yeah, this is a fun little 80s slasher from 1984. So before we get into the film, I'd just like to quickly just discuss the Blu-ray itself and just let you know what you're looking at and what you can get. This is the Blu-ray released by Vinegar Syndrome. If there's any version to get of this, I would definitely recommend this one. This is fantastic. This has also been released by 88 Films. Um, I don't have that version. I haven't seen that version, so I can't speak to it. But I can't imagine it looking much better than what Vinegar Syndrome has done here. This is a fantastic package. This, of course, is the original artwork. This is what I always usually choose to display. But on the inside here, when you open up, you can see they do have their own custom artwork, which is also really cool, and I really like it. In some ways, it is the better artwork, but again, I always just prefer the original. So yeah, so you can see it comes with a Blu-ray disc and a DVD, which is fantastic. Nice solid casing. I love the white or the clear Blu-ray cases as opposed to the actual blue colored ones. Yeah, so what you can see here is there's some pretty decent special features on here. You know, you're talking about the newly scanned, restored in 2K from its original 16mm camera negative. There's a couple commentary tracks, one with the Hysteria Continues. If you guys haven't ever listened to the Hysteria Continues, it's a podcast, and it's fantastic. It's a couple guys who are just huge 80s slashers fans, and they have a podcast. They've covered everything. Fantastic. So I highly recommend that. And yeah, they've been popping up on some of these Vinegar Syndrome releases as a bonus commentary track, and they're fantastic. So I highly recommend you listening to them and going to their podcast and checking them out. Actually, one of the fellows on here, Justin Kurzweil, he's actually the author of the Teenage Wasteland slasher book. So I don't have it here. I should have brought it out, but yeah, maybe I'll do a review on that as well. Anyway. So yeah, you get two commentary tracks. You get like an interview with the composer, and then the regular stuff, theme songs, script gallery, radio spots, trailer, TV spots. Yeah, so nothing crazy outstanding in the special features, but it's enough to keep you entertained. Again, I'm not a big special features guy. I buy these for the film, but yeah, as a whole package, you can't go wrong. And I don't know if you can still get it or not, but there is a slipcover comes available usually when you buy them early, which I didn't grab one for this, but that's all right. So yeah, so that's the Blu-ray itself. All regions, so wherever you buy it, you're safe. Yeah, so that's that. So get into the movie. Splatter University, 1984. So it's right around the high time, just the peak of these films. And this was actually released. This is a trauma film, which I had no idea. I had no idea it was a trauma film. They haven't done many slashers. I know they did Mother's Day. That's all that's coming to my mind off the top of my head. I'm sure they probably have a couple more, but yeah, there's some trauma humor in this for sure. Not a lot, not like the crazy. They try to stick to the formula of the 80s slasher pretty good here. But yeah, it's definitely a trauma film. Yeah, actually, the director of this, Richard W. Haynes, is he actually directed Class of Nukem High. So yeah, so there you go. But yeah, so Splatter University. As I said in the special features, it was shot on 16mm film, and yeah, this is a super low budget film. This falls in that category of the, the so bad it's good type films. I feel it's a little step above some of those ones. Because I like this. I had a blast with this. This is a great film. Um, but yeah, it's cheap. It's low budget. There's a couple shots. There's a couple scenes like the far out. Not the closest, but the far away shots. You can tell it's 16 mil. It's rough. The film stock is not the greatest. But yeah, it's for what it is. 16 millimeters, super low budget. I think they did a fantastic job with this film. Um, yeah, so the thing that I think I liked the best about this film was just the feel to this film. It's like I said, it's low budget, but it just has a great 80s feel. Just I don't know, like the language, the clothing, the hairstyles, the jokes, the humor, the I don't just everything about this. Going to like the restaurants with like the drinking the sodas in the cups, and it just everything about this just has a I don't know, it just has a certain charm to it. It just feels good. It just feels like an 80s slasher. It just feels great to me. So I really appreciate that about it. So yeah, and then of course we can't talk about this without um, the kills. That's what this is all. It's in like splatters in the title. Like this has to have kills, and it does. It has some pretty good kills. Um, for the budget that it had, I think they did a great job with the practical effects. They tried their best to make some on-screen kills. Um, some knife slashes. You see them like cutting through. Like there's a couple. Well, you know what? One of the best ones is right near the beginning. Again, it's not a spoiler. It's near the beginning of the film. But there's a kill where a girl gets um, stabbed with a knife through her breast, and you see the stabbing, and then when the knife's pulled out, you can see her kind of holding it, looking in horror as she's bleeding out through her breast. And it's fantastic. You see the puncture hole, and it's a great effect. I don't think I've ever seen that. Just a big gaping hole in a woman's breast. It's fantastic. Um, yeah, and there's some slashings. There's a really cool one where a chick gets, I don't know how it kills her, but she gets her forehead slashed open. And it shows them whipping right through the forehead. The blood. Kind of like similar to like the Tom Savini stuff when we see in Friday the 13th films where they're doing the throat slashes. Like you see the knife go and you see it slice, and like you see the wound open up. It's really well done. Again, for the amount of money I'm sure they had to do this. So yeah, good stuff like that. The only thing is it could have had some more kills for a film that's titled Splatter University. Um, there was enough, but I could have used probably 3 or 4 more. The spacing of the kills was pretty good. Again, I don't time these things, but I feel like every, I don't know, 8 to 10, 7 to 10 minutes there was a kill on screen. That's about right. I feel like some of the more heavily one like films with a lot of kills, it's like every 5 to 6 minutes you get a kill. But yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, so the kills in this are good. The acting, the acting, it's again, it's part of the charm of this film. It's not great. Almost every single actor in this film is not great. The lead actress, her name is Forbes Riley, who plays the lead actress. She was clearly is the best actor in this entire film. And the filmmakers must have known it because a lot of the film focuses on her, so it's good. It's like she holds it up. She carries the film, so it's good. Um, but some of the older actors, some of the professors and stuff, they're not bad. They're not great actors, but they're not bad. The students in this film are terrible. all the students. I don't think there's one. There's a redhead who is just abysmal, but there's one guy, and I'll put an image on here. He is just the most obnoxious guy. He must have was on screen probably 3 or 4 times, and every time he literally howled. He said like a cheesy line of dialogue and then howled and stormed off. Oh boy, he was annoying. And spoiler, he didn't even get killed, which drove me crazy. I was like, oh, first time I saw him howl, I'm like, this guy's gonna get a brutal death, and he didn't. So yeah, disappointing on that. But yeah, besides the annoying kids, the adult actors weren't too bad. So, um, yeah. So Splatter University, and the only other thing I'll say about this, the ending of this film kind of blew me away. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but something happens in the ending of this film that is kind of shocking in the genre of 80s slashers. You don't see. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. If I've seen it before, I don't know if I have. I'm sure there must be a couple films that do this. But yeah, something happens at the end of this film, and it's surprising, and I loved it. I loved that they did that. It's not the same typical formula, and it's not like this was an early one. This is '84, so at this point there was quite a few '80s slashers, and the formula had been well established. So they intentionally did something different, and I thought it was great. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Splatter University. So again, this is recommendation. I do recommend this film because it's super fun. But there's gonna be people who check this out and like this is to watch it and be like, wow, this is a steaming pile of crap. And I understand it. It's not for everybody. If you're not a fan of 80s slashers, you might want to stick to the more mainstream, bigger budget films because at least there's something in there for you. This is for us fans. Um, you know this this is in like the nail gun massacre class, the last slumber party class, the sledgehammer, like these type of films that are just really low budget and people are just making them having a blast. And yeah, that's what this is, and it's a good one. I think it's better than all those ones that I just mentioned. um, I think this may be the crown jewel of the so bad it's good 80s slasher. So yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts. So yeah, so anyway, so check it out. I recommend it. Like I said, I don't know about the '88 films version, but I highly recommend getting the Vinegar Syndrome version of this film. It's fantastic. You won't regret it. Best way to watch it. So there you go. So thanks for watching, and till next time.